Yes, it's Coco Bear right here. Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to teach you how I personally do my analysis. The confluences I actually use in order to take a trade, and I'm actually going to be using my plain chart right here, so that I'll be able to mark out those levels and also try to show you how I personally do this analysis, right? So the first thing I identify whenever I see a plain chart is the market trend, right? So once I get on the charts, I look at the trend of the market, whether the market is bullish or bearish, right? And looking at this market right here, this market was actually in the bullish trend. It was then creating something like this. It was creating a kind of higher high, let's say higher highs right here, higher lows, a high, a low, a high, right, a low, let's say low right there, a low, a higher high, and then you see a beautiful bearish engulfing candlestick, and then the market broke to the downside, giving us a lower high. Then the market gave us lower low, a lower high, and then a potential lower low that is creating right here, right? So as a trader now, I know that the market is clearly bearish, right? It's no longer in a bullish trend because this is a kind of a correction pattern that happens right here. We call it a kind of head and shoulder pattern, right? So once I see that the market is clearly heading to the downside, which is a downtrending market, I now move to 4-hour time frame. So from 4-hour time frame, I kind of like try to zoom into the price and see what the price is actually doing, right? So looking at this, you can clearly see that this chart is heading to the downside. The daily time frame is bearish, and the 4-hour time frame is also bearish. You see the market corrected itself right here, giving us a kind of a double top, right? We have a double top right here, double top here like this. This is a correction pattern, and you see that the market created a kind of lower low right here, and then lower high, lower low, and lower high, and a potential low that is creating, right? So even the 4-hour time frame is telling me that the market is clearly bearish. So why should I be looking for buying opportunity? No, the market is clearly heading to the downside, right? So once I see that the 4-hour time frame and the daily time frame are actually in sync, I now mark out my support and resistance. Where should I be buying and where will I be selling, right? So now this is where you are going to, this is how I personally draw my support and resistance levels. When you go by your left hand side, you're going to see the future price movement. So you're now going to see your support and resistance level right there, and then you draw them up. So now you are going to draw from the nearest price movement where the price is currently is. So now for me to identify a clear support and resistance level right here, the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it like this. So the best one right here is actually this. Draw a box right from here. Let's say like this. So this is a level of support and resistance. So you see how I draw my line. We have a resistance right here, we have a resistance, and you see we have a support right here that and also we have another support, and then you see we have another support right here, and you see that that is a very strong level, right? So after drawing up this, maybe let me draw another one. Let me draw another support level right here, the one that is very closer. So now another support level that we're going to draw right here is this one right here. When you draw something like this, so we have you draw something like this. So this is another support level, right? So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to work with these two support levels, right? So now that I'm interested in selling, because the market is clearly heading to downside, I'm actually going to wait for the price to get to those levels, this resistance and this support, right? So that I'll take my action. So like the trade that we took yesterday, this is where the market was yesterday. So when I saw that, okay, the market came all the way to this resistance level and then respected this resistance level, right? So but there was a kind of a bullish formation right here, a bullish formation right here. So once I see that there is a bullish formation right here, I drew out my trend line right there, right? I drew my trend line. Then I waited for price to break my trend line first, so that I will have that buy selling opportunity, right? So immediately the market broke that level, and I saw that this is a triple top for me right here. I took my sell right here. Took my sell right here, and I target the next level. Targeted this level right here. The market is still going on, is still moving. So this was the trade we caught yesterday. So doing this analysis, you first of all going to identify the trend of the market, and then the second thing you're going to do is to identify market structure. So once you identify market structure by kind of like identify your higher lows and higher highs in the market, you can clearly see where you're going to be buying. So once you have this lower low right here, what do we have? We have a lower high, we have a lower low, we have a lower high right here. So once the market kind of like broke a lower low, definitely the market has to go back to that very level, so as to retest that level and then push to the downside as well, right? So now as a trader, now that is where you're going to position yourself and then be waiting on where you're going to buy. Mind you, if the market is going up like this, creating higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? So as a trader now, what you're interested in is to buy at the higher low, right? You're going to be buying at the higher low, right? You're going to buy at the higher low, right? So once price broke this level right here, let's say price broke this higher right here and give us another higher high, so you're not going to be buying at this higher high, right? Mind you guys, you're not going to be buying at this higher high right here. What you're going to do is you are going to wait for price to pull back and retest that level, first before you will be able to like get in that opportunity. All right, so once price retests this level, that is where you're going to look into the charts and see what the price is actually doing. whether you're going to be seeing rejection right here, you're going to be seeing chart patterns happening in this level, and then you later take on your trade, right? So once you build your confluences, maybe you draw your trend line right here again. You draw your trend line and then extend it to the right, to the future, then waiting for the market to go to that level so that you will be able to get that opportunity to buy, right? So all you simply going to do is try to understand what the trend of the market is telling you, and understand the market structure, whether the market is creating higher highs or higher lows, right? And then you will be able to take your trade, right? So that is just it, guys. So in my subsequent videos, I'm going to be teaching you how I personally draw my trend line, how I use chart patterns as one of the confluences that has been helping me to make money in this market, right? So if it is your first time coming to my YouTube channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button for me, turn on the notification bell so that anytime I upload content like this, you will get notified. Thank you, guys.